Vanna, I appreciate it very much. Good morning, everybody. My name is Michael Brown, and I'm here to present to you this pitch, which is possibly going to give us $5,000 when we pitch it on May 7th with the Paralyn Innovation Hub. So we're here to practice. So what you guys can do for me is you can give me feedback, constructive feedback. And here are the areas that we're looking to clarify. One, do I clarify the problem that exists? And two, do you believe that we have the strength to be the solution to the problem? And then finally, do you think that we're primed for ready growth and scalability? Now, I gotta ask you a question. How many of you go to restaurants or places to eat and feel like you're being treated like a number? Okay, most of us. Well, you're not alone, because 64% of the people surveyed said that experience matters, and 40% of the people say that they will not come back if they're treated rudely. I'd like to introduce you to Jamburritos Cajun Grille. We're a fast casual Cajun style restaurant like a Chipotle. We offer healthy Cajun cuisine. Featured items are Jamburritos, bowls, tacos, and plates. Now, we have table stakes. Our table stakes are that food has to be good, food has to be tasty, and we're also a very healthy Cajun option. But that's not enough. We also live extreme hospitality. Extreme hospitality is what's going to separate us from our competitors, is because we are very much involved in how you feel when you come to visit us and how you end up leaving when you come to visit us. So you can see the smiling faces there. Now we have 5 pillars that we like to work with, okay? 1, we hire and we train to extreme hospitality. 2, we also educate people on the cuisine. Those are the guests that come in. We connect with them, eye contact, emotional intelligence, and we also serve them. We serve them as if they were in our home. My inspiration, and I'm trying not to cry, is my mom, because my mom was a battered woman, but you would never know that. She had a family of 9, and she cooked and served with such hospitality, with such passion. And that DNA flowed right into me. So I became a chef and a restaurateur, and as well as an entrepreneur. Then I met my lovely wife about 44 years ago, and she was a great promoter. So she was a PR person, she was a marketing person, and she was the one that was able to get this out to a lot of people. So they came through us. Together, we've owned over 8 hospitality companies. As well as our hospitality was shaped by some of the brands that we worked for. You can see all these brands that we've worked for in the past. Now, currently we've been in business 14 months. The first year we did $258,000 with an average check of $25. And we're serving people within 5 to 7 minutes. We're averaging about $25,000 per month in sales. We have really great 5-star reviews, and we have a great word of mouth. This particular accomplishment was accomplished with 1.5% marketing dollars. We're looking to increase that to 6%. Next, please. So right now, our break-even point, we're about 20% away from breaking even, and we're about 48% away from actually being profitable and hitting our targets. I want you to focus on the target down below. In our current market locally, there's $1 million worth of business out there. If we just tapped into 1% of that, we would easily increase our business by 300% to 400%. These are the pillars of how we intend to spend that $5,000. We're going to use these marketing strategies, social media content, influencers and collabs, pop-ups, and digital advertising. Our plan for the 3 to 5 year growth is having 3 establishments, profitable establishments, where we can yield $432,000 in net profit with a $3.3 million gross sales. So we have a proven track record. the challenge is that not everybody knows about us. We're still new, and we haven't been shouted out to everywhere. So we believe that if we increase that exposure, we will position ourselves to scale to those 1 to 3 restaurants in 3 to 5 years. I want to thank you for being here. God bless you, and I'm ready for questions.
Great. So now we have questions. You guys have 15 minutes to ask questions.
How much time? 5:12. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So, it's a two-parter. One, are you officially registered with the Caravan Innovation Hub?
Yes.
Okay. Have you taken advantage of the 10 hours of coaching? Because I just started that, and the person they hooked me up with has been amazing in helping me target some of the things that you're talking about, specific to my brand, because it's hard for me to find sometimes things, but they have such a good diversity of people out there. So have you taken advantage of that?
The answer is yes. In fact, I got my first 2 hours in last week, and when we have a full, the other section of our business is catering, and so we have a full, I think it was like a 15-page breakdown of how we're going to strategize to build our catering business. Yes, ma'am. Thank you so much. Yes, sir.
Yeah, I'm someone who loves to go out to eat, but rarely does because it seems like service just isn't there anymore. What specifically about your experience? You mentioned emotional intelligence, eye contact. What specifically have you seen with people enter and then when they leave, what they have to say about the service that they experienced?
Well, the first thing that people come in is they smell everything, and they go, "Wow, it smells great in here," and it just makes them feel like they get real. I mean, they rub their chest, they rub their telly. I mean. Yesterday there was somebody dancing like this, and I go out. I said, "Well, what was he dancing about?" She said, the food." Okay, but that's not enough, right? So now when you come to me, I have to assess what your needs might be. Number one, I have to. We have this whole strategy is that sampling is big with us. So you can sample everything on the menu except for the catfish because it's a whole piece of fish, and we encourage that because we want you to leave knowing what you got and happy with what you got. We have single proteins, but most of the time people are building a second protein because I just don't know what to choose. It's so good, it's so good. And meanwhile, we're looking with them eye contact, and we're not shaming them for asking another sample or whatever. We're just like having this conversation. So that's how it becomes so interactive, and that's how it becomes special for you because you might just be a businessman trying to get in and out quickly, and we can manage that. But then she might be a mother with 2 children, and we're going to cater to the children as well as And believe it or not, some of the young folks right now, they have very sophisticated palates. They're going for the crawfish etouffee. I'm like, wait a minute, you're 7. What do you know about crawfish etouffee? But I'm not going to say that, of course, in my mind. I think, but I'm going to connect with them, and so it's really about when I talk about emotional intelligence, and over the 40-something years that I've worked. From New York to here, it's just everybody is special. Everybody has something different to bring to the table, and we're here to basically give them that feeling of I'm home here. I don't have to pretend here. If I'm picky, we can deal with picky. If I'm very precise or have allergies or whatever it is, we're gonna speak to that. Yes, sir.
Do you DoorDash?
We do.
How does that impact your business? Has it been helpful, useful, or is it super expensive for you? How does that really play out for you being so new?
So the DoorDash model basically takes 30% of whatever you deliver. If in the restaurant business, 12%, and my mentor, Russell Ybarra of Gringos and Chimichangas, I would ask him these questions, and my mentor, he said 12% is like the average of you're doing well, but he has a liquor license, which I don't, so there's a difference there. So if your P&L statement says, 30% labor, if it says 32% food costs, and if it says whatever, when you have a 12% profit margin, you sell something for 30% loss, now you're in the negative. And so I'm gingerly going about, the way we do our DoorDash now is that we're not on their platform, but our POS system allows their drivers to deliver our food for a fixed price. And so while I'm not getting that exposure, because really the idea is it's a marketing tool, but it also is a negative profit situation. And so, so that's how we kind of approaching it, and we're just being really careful about how we move forward.
I have a question, excuse me. I know you said DoorDash. What about Uber? Anything else up there? Because I would never have thought that DoorDash, that's large.
Yeah. Well, the reason why we chose DoorDash is because they have 70% of the market where we are, whereas Uber doesn't. And so, and again, we're trying to gingerly move forward with these delivery services. So, because, you know, there's a lot of integration that has to happen with multiple. Back in the day, everybody had their own iPad, and it got confusing. The last thing I want to do is let technology get in the way of service. And I preach that all the time. It's, you know, I say technology is cool, but it's not the rule. So I can't sit up there and tell you, the computer tells me you have to have this, you know, or I can't do this. So I try to keep it simple. Yes. Yes, ma'am.
So what would my experience be from the time I walk into the restaurant? Like, what is the process? Because I'm a girl who likes to know before I go what my full experience is going to be, from point of order to, you know, sitting down and then leaving the door.
So you'd walk in the door and you'd smell the food, okay?
You had me there.
By the time before you cross the threshold, somebody would say to you, "Hi, welcome in." And then I would guide you to this area, and I'd tell you, I said, "By the way, have you been here before?" "No, I haven't." "Well, we're like a Cajun-style Chipotle, but we offer various ways of enjoying the food. There's the plate, which if you don't like your food to touch. There's the bowl, which is the most popular. There are tacos, and the Jamburrito, which is a cool way to have Cajun food. We have 5 entrees. The most popular is the blackened catfish. Over here we have Bayou cream shrimp, and then the sister menu item is a Bayou cream chicken. We also have chicken Creole, which is the most spicy. And then over here we serve jambalaya rice, which is made from brown rice. There's no meat in it. And I think I might have missed one item. And then all these sides are available to you. There's 3 sides. They are vegan. They're red beans, Creole cabbage, and collard greens. And then the cold items can be added as well. Now, if you're not sure, we'd be happy to sample for you. Would you like to try the shrimp? I always go with the shrimp first because it's always the one that kills people, knocks people off their socks. And they go, "Whoa, this is so great." But what about that chicken over there? Well, yeah, it's the same sauce, but the flavors from the shrimp, which is the briny taste, makes it a little different. And then we just walk you through, we build it. And what we do is, if you ever watch chef shows, I teach my people how not just to build it like you're in a mess hall. What do you want? I say, get down in there, get down in there and show some flair, and connect. Sometimes we have the jazz music playing, so you can't hear, so I have to lean into you because I don't talk very loud. And so don't be afraid to lean in and so forth. And then it's guiding you into the right combination, because there's hundreds of combinations you can have. But guiding you into the right combination based on your taste buds is really what's important.
Well, let him get to dessert first. He skipped dessert. Do you have dessert available?
That is no. We do not have desserts available. No, not because it's healthy. It's because, not because of that. It's because we're just not ready yet. We're trying to keep it simple. And
I ate the catfish because that did look good.
yeah, we're trying to keep it simple, but there will come, back when we had our restaurants in New Jersey, we had the Louisiana bread pudding, we had the pecan pie, the apple pie, we had the Louisiana shortbread, we had all those things. There was an a la carte restaurant, 2-hour seating. This is a 5-minute deal, and we have limited space. So Chipotle has 16 feet of line items. We have 12 feet. And so anything that goes in there is prime real estate. And so it has to be functional. That's one thing my wife would tell you. She'll say, "Well, let's do this," and I'll say, "Listen, we have to be functional first." Yes, sir.
I don't know if you said it earlier, but like seasonal different things you can do. Like my wife and I get 4 or 5 king cakes every year at Mardi Gras, and I know there's a ton of Louisiana people here that do this.
Yeah. Yeah.
Have you come up? I mean, I understand it's not a year-round thing, but that would certainly be
Yeah.
another way that people could get to know you. If you had an amazing king cake, you'd sell them like hotcakes here.
Oh yeah, definitely.
You know what I mean?
You're absolutely right. Yeah. No, you're absolutely right. It was definitely on my mind, this Mardi Gras. One thing that I'm very specific about is implementation through process, right? You know, where do we source the product? How can we train the product? How can we be consistent with the product? And is the product in demand? The biggest challenge for a chef is you make this beautiful gumbo and nobody buys it, you know? And so yeah, because this is the flagship, everything right now has to be proven through, and especially when, I don't know if I mentioned it, but we could do 3 times, 4 times the amount of business we're doing right now with the same labor, no problem. I have a wonderful staff that they keep busy no matter what. But when you see that, that's where those numbers drop. That's where those prime numbers drop from 73% to 65% is where we really need to be. And, but again, you know, product on the shelf or product in the garbage does not bring profitability. Yes, sir.
In my business, I always, understand how important the people are.
Mm-hmm.
That's what makes or breaks a business. So you had mentioned training and, customer experience. What advice would you have to us in terms of how you train your employees to make sure that everything is, the experience that you want it to be?
Yeah, so I've learned a lot over the last 40 years. I used to be one of those mad chefs, you know, like, what, get out of here, you didn't do it right, you know. I've learned a lot over my wife always talks to me about training at a glance, tags, right? We call them tags. And so people these days, they don't, they don't keep a lot in here. But if there is a thing that says at 2 o'clock, you do this, they will do that. And so I'm totally 100% responsible for how I communicate and how I disseminate information that I want them to grasp onto. So I'm very much into philosophy, like why we do what we do, as opposed to the actual act of doing. And so like I say, for example, your smile starts with your eyes, right? And then your face will follow, right? Or so it's really like training to philosophy, to think, and also supporting them and backing up and giving them a attaboy when they do it right. And so I have changed from, like picking every little thing out, but choosing my times when to coach and when to correct. And then always following up with that sandwich idea, compliment, coach, compliment. And they walk around with a smile and they're like, oh, okay. And they buy into it, And like I told the staff last night, it was slow, not too busy. And I saw them working and I said, man, you guys are amazing. You guys do an amazing job. I said, man, when I have 100 restaurants, I can't wait to have 100 more people like you guys. And they just smile from ear to ear, And, but it comes with choosing the right person to start, that has the right person that doesn't have to have the experience, but that's what's the word? Impressionable, imprint. You can imprint them, and then they see you living it out. I think there was a couple of hands here. Yes.
Michael, do you look for reasons with your customers to do something extraordinary? For example, I see you in today, is today a special day for you? Anything special going today? And they might say it's my anniversary, or they might say it's my birthday, or what have you, an excuse for you being able to do something a little extra for them on that special day, or whatever that day may be. I may have a big presentation I'm doing this morning at 1 Million Cups. Whatever it might be, some reason, some excuse to do something a little extra for them, to actually kind of tie you to that special day.
That's a great point that you bring out, and that's where emotional intelligence comes in. You can't manufacture that, but you can react to that. But the only way to know that is to connect, right? I'm here, my son is in the hospital, he had such and such an issue going on, and I just had to get away and come to eat. Hey, listen, here's a piece of cornbread on me, okay? But what you're talking about long term is also available through our, what's the word I'm looking for? Our loyalty plan. She's standing up, so I don't know.
Come in.
Okay.
Yeah. So, I know. One last question right there, Sean.
I'm always thinking about like sports as something that field, and so I know you're next to Shadow Creek High School, and so maybe this is something you've already thought about. But I'm curious, like if that going to like sports events or catering at football games or something is something you've thought about, or how that market of like the high schoolers could possibly be a market.
100%, 100%. We're supporting, we're very much community oriented. We've supported our local sports teams. Adrian has been in contact with a lot of those athletic directors and so forth. And so we're slowly building those relationships, absolutely, 100%. And part of the reasons why is because our food is healthy. We're the only burrito company that has vegetables, like real vegetables. So we have collard greens, they're vegan. We have Creole cabbage that's vegan, and we have red beans that are vegan. And so you have the flavor, but you can also fit, and you have a lot of proteins too that you can put into your body, and it would help an athletic situation for sure.
All right. Well, we have one last question for you. So how can we as a community help you?
So as a community, on your social media sites, on your connectivity with different people, let them know that Pearland is offering a lot of value if they come here and shop. And I'm not talking about just for us, but just in the area. The more people in the area, the more likely that they might come upon us as well. But definitely, you know, sharing your whatever you've heard today with your friends and family and your coworkers and that kind of thing, and let them know, hey, give us a try. And we know that we're not going to be a fit for everybody, but we just want to have the opportunity to try and to see if we could be.
Thank you.
Thank you.